Alrighty, hey guys, it is Mitch Games 24/7 here today with another video for you guys, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ranking all of the LTMs from worst to best. This is a very generic thing that you've probably seen on YouTube by now, but fuck it, why not, let's do it. So first up, we have a game mode that I can almost guarantee you haven't heard of. I want you guys to actually comment down below if you guys have heard of this game mode. Just put a yes or a no in the comment section below. And it is Shooting Test. This is legitimately the rarest LTM that has ever been out. It's only out for a couple hours. It was really, really rare. I'm going to see if I can find some footage of it from my channel because I did actually stream it when it came out. But basically what it was different gun types. So let's say shotguns. They were 50% weaker. ARs had more recoil. And pistols didn't hit at long damage, like long ranges for lots of damage. It was just, you know, they were testing other versions of guns basically before they patched them into a new version. Which is a really interesting game mode, but it's not exactly fun. It's just different, and there's nothing really too special about it. I know that it's a rare LTM, but it's not the greatest. Coming up next is Sneaky Silencers. So this is a pretty simple one. I mean, it was suppressed guns only. This was actually the first time that they showed off the suppressed pistol, which was pretty awesome and had no traps, and it just had loads of bushes. So it was an okay game mode, but it wasn't the best. Final fight, 8 teams of 12. The name says it all. It says exactly what it is. Hot garbage. Final fight, teams of 20. Sniper Shootout. Sniper Shootout V1 was honestly just ruined with revolvers. It wasn't the best game mode, but it does get it considerably better. Sniper Shootout V2. It was a big improvement. It had hunting rifles and removed the revolvers, but it still falls short compared to other LTMs. Next up, we have 50v50. Now, my reason for putting this so low, because a lot of people love this, is it was really, really, really fun when they first introduced it, but it's been in the game that long that at this stage, it's not even an LTM, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it's permanent. But screw it, I'm going to put it in there anyways. But yeah, there's nothing really you could say about it. Same goes for V2 and V3, so I'll just include it in here. Next up, we have Solid Gold V1 and V2. Because they're fairly similar, I'm going to include them together. I'll be doing that with a lot of LTMs in this list. But Solid Gold and V1 and V2 were pretty good. Like, they were fun. Gold Guns was really good because a lot of kids would play it because they don't get to get legendary scars all the time, or they wouldn't make it an endgame. So if they wanted to use these better weapons, they would play this game mode, which was really good because it was easy mode, man. Like, this is such an easy game mode to win in. And obviously with the legendary guns, they have less bloom. If you don't know what bloom is, I'm actually going to show you the clip. $10 every day for the canteen. And I just eventually got sick of yeah, I love Fortnite. I love the bloom-based system in this game. Fantastic. I hate that clip, man. It's it's the worst thing ever, but I need to show it so you know what bloom is. But basically, legendary guns have a lot less bloom, so I'm a big fan of that. Coming up next, we have High Explosives V2. Now, V2 wasn't as great as the original one after the patch anyways, because you couldn't stack 5 rocket launchers and just spam the hell out of them. I get that, like, that's a newbie thing and a scummy thing to do, but for an LTM, man, like, the point of an LTM is to just have fun. If you're doing that shit in regular, you know, normal duos, squads, or just solos, like, you're a piece of shit. But if you're doing it in High Explosives, it has explosives in the title, dude. Like, you know exactly what you're getting into, right? Next up, we have Solo Showdown. This one was interesting because it has a prize. You can play for V-Bucks. So V-Bucks are on the line, but this is essentially a campy solo mode because it's based on wins. And I mean, the best way to get wins is obviously not challenge people. Now, they've changed it in Season 5 that you actually have to kill people to get more points, but beforehand, it just wasn't great, and it was a very campy mode. Next up, we have Blitz V1 and V2. As I said, like, you know, these modes are fairly similar. There wasn't really a lot changed, just some new weapons were added, but both are really, really similar. So, I mean, I'm going to rank them together, obviously, but it was super fast and fun. Like, they're 15-minute games. Obviously, you could get more material, so you didn't have to, you know, farm as long. The gameplay was just really fast and fluid, and it was a lot of fun, honestly. Next up, we have Blitz Showdown. So, I mean, exact same game mode as before, but the Showdown element obviously puts V-Bucks on the line, and this is where they actually started awarding you points for getting kills. So, people still had to play for kills. So, it was just basically Blitz, but it was like regular Blitz, but it just had you know, V-Bucks on the line, which made people play really, really try-hardy. And if you wanted to get that competitive try-hard kind of experience, this was the game mode for you. Coming up next, we have Sniper Shootout V3. Now, a lot of people aren't going to like me for this, but seriously, the reason I like this isn't because of the snipers, it's because of the thermal scope, which was introduced with this update, and the scoped AR, which really made this game mode for me. Trap killing and guns with no bloom easily makes this one of my favorite modes, dude. Like, you could trap kill everybody. Obviously, you had the scoped AR, the thermal. They have no bloom, so these guns just absolutely drilled. And the amount of wins I got on this game mode in the, I don't know, like week or two that was out was ridiculous. This is the only thing I would actually play on stream. Next up, we have Close Encounters. So this was basically just a shotgun only mode. Obviously, you didn't have assault rifles or anything that was a long distance gun, which made a lot of people just skybase, really. So the end game came down to just dropping into the smallest zone possible and just shotgunning each other. It was the most, like, just screw around and have fun game mode at the time. It was so fun. It was only in for like a couple days because they took it out because everybody was skybasing. But it was without a doubt one of my most favorite and funnest game modes that was out there, honestly. Next up, we have Playground. So this is going to be a controversial one because it's not number one. It's just where it's ranked, alright? This is how I feel about it. So I'm going to talk about Playground V1 and V2 because they're essentially the same thing. V2 is, like, better, don't get me wrong, it's significantly better, but they're essentially the same thing. So Playground, you can do loads of stuff inside the hour, but with only 4 players, I mean, it gets boring quick because I have no friends. It's realistically the most creative LTM. Like, you can do whatever the hell you want in it. There's so much crazy stuff. There's so much good content to make on it. It's great for making thumbnails. Like, don't get me wrong, it is the most creative and, like, out there game mode, but it's not the funnest. And that's what I'm ranking these on. I'm ranking these on fun factor. Like, they have to be fun. They have to be enjoyable, you know. And this is just one of those game modes where you can do a lot in it and you can have so much fun in it. But for somebody like me who doesn't really, you know, play with my friends a lot, I kind of just play by myself on Fortnite, or I'll play squads when I'm going for wins. This isn't the best game mode for me. There's not exactly enough there for me to do, even though there's so much there to do, if that makes sense. But let me know what you guys think. I can guarantee you everybody's going to be like, dude, why did you not put Playground at number 1? And I'm going to explain with this next one as well, because this is actually one of the top game modes. And that is High Explosives, the original High Explosives. It's better than the second one, dude. High Explosives, the original one, was so much fun. So this was introduced in season 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason it's the best is because you could stack 5 rocket launchers together. And this was before, like, the double pump was nerfed. Like, you could literally just go from one rocket to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, and just shoot them all out and just absolutely drill someone. And because it was so early into Fortnite's life cycle, not many people actually did this. Like, not many people knew about it. So you could just absolutely tear people's bases apart and just slaughter them, and it was so much fun. It was so satisfying. You could carry hundreds of rockets, and honestly, like, it wasn't the most hardest game mode. It was pretty easy street to get wins in, and it was like it was just a fun game mode. Like, and that's what I want. I want the game mode to be fun. It doesn't have to be competitive. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be that. As long as it's fun, I'm gonna enjoy it, and that's exactly what High Explosives was. Now we're going to come into the last LTM. Now I want you guys to comment below if I missed any, because chances are I probably missed an LTM or two. But if I didn't, I'm gonna sing my prayers. But if I did, I want you to comment down below, call me an idiot, tell me what LTMs I missed. And if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. But we're gonna come into the last game mode here. This is my personal favorite. You guys already know what it is. It's the Thanos mode, the Infinity Gauntlet game mode. I fucking love this mode, man. Like, it was the shit. Legitimately, it was so good. So it was easy, 15 to 20 kills almost every game that I'd play this. All you'd have to do is get Thanos, and it was easy street. Although they nerfed Thanos a lot, like, he was still fairly okay towards the last day. Day 1, or night 1, I should say, of the Thanos mode was where it was at, honestly. I need to find some clips of me finding the Thanos originally.
Destiny's still around.
I'm Thanos!
Oh, no.
Oh my god! What? No way!
Oh, dude, I'm really close to
Oh my god! But honestly, this game mode was just the tits, man. It was, without a doubt, the funnest and the most unique LTM mode ever. And it's a shame that it hasn't been back since, because it's so much fun. But because of, obviously, it was just a very limited time mode. It was a mashup, they called it, because of the Infinity War movie that was releasing. I don't think we'll ever see it again, which is a damn shame. Anyways, guys, that is going to conclude the video. If you guys did go on to enjoy it, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Comment down below how you felt about the video and if I should do more of these. I'm actually over in the United States right now, so I figured I'd drop the videos while I can. Obviously, I'm going to have a full week of videos planned. But once again, that's going to conclude it for tonight, and I will see you guys in another video.